It's showtime.
Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty is the new HBO Max series created by Adam McKay, but is it worth the watch? The personal and professional lives of the 1980s Los Angeles Lakers, one of sports' most revered and dominant dynasties, a team that defied an era both on and off the court. I know this will be a shock because you haven't seen it in a while, but this is still a sports channel. I swear, guys, even though I never did a Super Bowl video, and I kind of gave up towards the end of the Browns season, but I swear, I talk about sports here. I love sports. I love Adam McKay. And when I heard they're making a series about the Lakers, Adam McKay was creating it, oh my goodness, I was so excited. Now I'll keep this review of Season 1 of Winning Time spoiler free, because I feel like not many people have watched it. I know some people have, that I know personally, but I feel like it's not getting too much chatter online, unless there's some controversy, which we'll talk about soon. And this is the type of show you could just look up what happens. I mean, I knew how this season would end, but that's no fun, so I'll keep this spoiler free. But I love this season of Winning Time. I had so much fun with this show. As a sports nut, as someone who loves Adam McKay, I just thought everything in this show blended together so well. I first will talk about the performances because they are all spectacular. Every single performance here is perfect. So good. And I don't want to talk about each individual performance because it would take so long. I mean, Quincy Isaiah as Magic Johnson was fantastic. I love Jason Clarke as Jerry West. He was a nutbag. I love Adrian Brody as Pat Riley. I love Jason Segel as Paul Westhead. But my favorite performance of the whole series is definitely John C. Reilly as Jerry Buss. He gives an excellent performance here. He is probably the most interesting character in the show. And like I said before, all the performances were great. Even if they're a little exaggerated, we can talk about that now because there has been controversy throughout Twitter and in the news that a lot of the former players really don't like the series at all. They think it's very over the top. They say a lot of things that happen in the show aren't true. And obviously, I have no idea. And Adam McKay likes to twist some things when he makes movies or TV shows about things that actually happened. And you know me, I don't really like it unless it's tasteful. And here, I don't know how I really feel about it because the show is just so much fun. I think the fact that a lot of this stuff is so over the top makes it more watchable. It makes it a lot more fun. But I get their anger. I'd be pissed off too if a lot of things didn't happen in real life and they're portraying in the show. And a lot of people don't know how this story actually happened, so they're just going to think that this is truth. I get why people are pissed off. I'm just saying for me, I had a lot of fun with the performances and everything that happened in the show, even though it's really over the top. And that style of it being over the top fits really well with Adam McKay and his style and how he likes to make films nowadays that isn't just the Anchormans or the Step Brothers. He's really found this niche of films that are like The Big Short and Vice and Don't Look Up. It's just this fun way to pace a story. There are a lot of sequences here that I don't think would have been as fun if we didn't have that type of style here. I think it's really unique how the style of the show feels like we're actually watching this stuff happen in front of us. It feels like we're sitting there in those offices in 1979 and 1980. And it makes the show feel more real, even though it's still very over the top. It has this good balance to it. And me being someone who loves sports, there are a lot of moments in here that I had no idea happened in real life. There are times when an episode ends, I immediately had to Google and be like, did that really happen? And for the most part, yeah, that actually happened. And it's pretty crazy that you can make a story like this about a team, about players that are so well known and still have some moments of shock throughout the show. And also, there are some great moments here of emotion. It gets really sad at some points. And yeah, it's a show about a really good basketball team, the rise of it, the fun of all of it. That's all there. But there are moments where it gets really serious and it's really effective. I do have some issues with it though. I do think sometimes that Adam McKay and the crew get a little too crazy with the style that they're going for. There are sequences that I think it becomes distracting what they're trying to do. It becomes a little too over the top. And it comes off as somewhat pretentious sometimes. And I think they could have dialed it back a little bit there. And it's weird how it's structured sometimes, specifically when they're playing games. And it also takes a while to actually start playing games. I know that there's a lot of episodes that was built at that point, and there are a lot of great moments there. But it does take a while to where we actually are playing games, and it feels like a lot of that part of the season is really rushed. and I hope in the next season we kind of focus a little bit more on that. Because the parts with the games become really interesting. There's real drama there. There's a lot of things going on in the locker room. And there are some hilarious moments, but a lot of that feels somewhat rushed, specifically in the finale, which I think is really well done. They do slow down the game a little bit, but there are parts where I felt like things were happening way too fast. Like, I guess this is a minor spoiler, but I don't know, not really. The finale takes place in the finals, and they only show one game, even though the finals goes more than one game, obviously. They only show one game, which I feel like that could have been 2 or 3 episodes. I wish some things progressed a little bit longer. But overall, if you love sports, if you love movies, you love shows, you love all that shit, this is a great blend of all that. I think you'd have a blast, specifically if you're a basketball nut. I think you will love this show. Give it a try. It's only 1 season. They are renewed for a season 2. Definitely check it out. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to give season 1 of Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, 8.5 Davey Daves. Yes, renewed for season 2, and there are a lot of things that are set up for more seasons. I was not expecting that. I thought this would be kind of a mini-series, but I'm all for more seasons of the show because it was a lot of fun. So, season 1 of Winning Time. Let me know what you guys thought of it once you've seen it. I'm curious to hear, and thank you so much for watching. Click here to see more of Dave's Takes.